In today's video, we're going to be talking about a couple times in which Rockstar Games predicted the future in Grand Theft Auto. It is scary how almost perfectly accurate they got this, which is just insane. Now, as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. If you know of any other instances in which Rockstar predicted the future in the GTA series, let us know in the comments down below. But without the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. So the first instance in which Rockstar predicted the future has to do with Life Invader and their CEO, Jay Norris. Now, before we can talk about that, let's obviously talk about what Rockstar is parodying with Life Invader and Jay Norris. So Life Invader is a social network in the GTA series, and it's parodying Facebook. And of course, Jay Norris, being the CEO of Life Invader, he is a parody of Mark Zuckerberg. Now, there's also some characteristics of Jay Norris that make him a parody of Steve Jobs as well, the former co-founder and first CEO of Apple. Like, for example, his backstory of creating Life Invader in his parents' basement is similar to Apple's beginnings with Steve Jobs, where they built computers in Steve Jobs' parents' house. So there are some connections to both, but for the most part, this is a parody of Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook. So now let's talk about Life Invader and what their sort of parody is. So the slogan of Life Invader is a social networking and data mining service, the reason the world never gets anything done anymore. So because Life Invader is a parody of Facebook, instead of being a positive social network, Life Invader's main goal is to gather personal information and then sell that information for multi-billions of dollars. So this is a background on their CEO, Jay Norris. He was the founder of Life Invader and later made a fortune off of selling the personal information of over 1 billion people who used Life Invader to corporations and the government. So Jay Norris and Life Invader is a serious scam, and it's a giant corruption, basically to just gather people's personal data and then ultimately sell them to bigger companies. Now, in the story mode, Life Invader has a very minor role in the campaign, so I do believe it is meant to serve as a complete in-game parody. Yes, there are things that have an impact on the gameplay itself, but for the most part, it's just basically making fun of Facebook. Like, for example, instead of liking people, which is what you do on Facebook, you can stalk them. Life Invader also has a bunch of products that are advertised throughout the game. They apparently are parodying unsuccessful real-life Facebook home products that were once available for a little bit. And the reason Rockstar has predicted the future here is actually what has happened this year with Facebook and their CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. In case you guys don't know, to give you the long story short, it was revealed that Facebook was essentially misusing the data that you give them when you ultimately create your profile. And they were doing exactly what Life Invader was doing. There was a huge data scandal where Facebook was actually giving out information even if people weren't giving permission in order to share that information with third parties, which of course is a huge no-no. So Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg underwent a huge lawsuit. You guys probably saw that deposition they had was live streamed on Twitch and a bunch of other platforms and sites. It's probably the biggest scandal surrounding social media, I would say definitely in 2018 and certainly over the last couple of years. I mean, taking the private information from people that you have entrusted in a website to keep safe and that they end up selling off for more information and stuff like that to other big companies. It just is something you obviously don't want to have happen. And it's why a lot of people have trouble putting their information on social media sites like that, is because they don't know where that information is going. So it is funny to see that what Life Invader was doing in GTA 5 happened exactly in 2018. And what's funny, and this is something you need to keep in mind, especially for Grand Theft Auto 5, it came out in 2013, and it was being developed in 2011, 2012, 2010. So Rockstar would have had no knowledge of these events. In fact, Facebook was a relatively new social media company when Rockstar was developing and building GTA 5. So it's funny to see that their in-game scandal actually turned out to be a real-life scandal that Facebook or Life Invader got into as well. The next way in which Rockstar predicted the future is the 2016 United States presidential election. Now, I don't like to talk about politics a lot here on my channel, but this instance is so scary how much Rockstar got this right that we almost have to talk about it. So in GTA 5, instead of there being a presidential election, there's actually an election for an upcoming governor spot for the state of San Andreas. And there's two candidates that are going at it. On the Republican side, you have Jock Cranley, and on the Democratic side, you have Sue Murray. And what's crazy is just how similar these two candidates are and their situation was to the 2016 US presidential election that featured Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. So let me give you guys some background on Jock Cranley and just how similar he is to Donald Trump. So just like Trump, Jock Cranley is a reality star as well. He actually had a hit TV show in the 1980s where he did stunt work. And what's funny, Donald Trump was also a reality TV star before he ultimately ran for president and then ended up winning and becoming the president. His shows The Apprentice were incredibly popular, and it actually earned him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Well, guess who also has a star on the Vinewood Walk of Fame? That's right, Jock Cranley. Now, once again, I don't want to get too much into the politics of Donald Trump versus the politics of Jock Cranley, but I will actually show you guys a TV commercial now so that you can actually look at the similarities in terms of, I guess, sort of like the things they would run their campaign on, and it is so similar. So take a listen to this TV ad that can be found in-game for Jock Cranley and how close it is to Donald Trump.
Hi.
So that's pretty crazy right there, isn't it? Well, on the other side, it's just as crazy. You've got Sue Murray, who of course is running for the Democratic side, and she is an extreme parody of Democrats, which made her a parody of Hillary Clinton. So some of the things she advocates for in-game is feminism, high taxes, banning of plastic and petrol, gun control, and closing prisons. So just like Jock Cranley, she also has a TV commercial in-game that I'll let you take a listen to right now. Again, I don't want to make too many comparisons here, and I don't want to get into the politics all that much, but you guys can take a listen to this and just sort of tell for yourself how close they are.
Tiny brain conservative Jock Cranley is at it again, using negative attack ads, calling Sue Murray names that rhyme with front and scratch. Who do you trust to get this state back on track? A drug-addled, philandering former stuntman with multiple concussions? Or a successfully divorced schoolteacher who knows how to talk down to normal people like a real liberal? Sue Murray has been talking down to people for years, and now she wants to talk down to you. Sue has a simple plan to get the state of San Andreas back on its feet again. A massive increase in government spending and a big investment in public radio. Using a minimum 49% federal tax and a 25% state tax, Sue's team of top-level educators and accountants will make the big investments everyone needs in government entitlements. Get what you deserve from the person who knows best. Vote for Sue Murray for governor.
I'm Sue Murray, and I approve this message.
Now, on top of that, even if you didn't look at anything they believed in, let's just take a look at the obvious things here. You have stuntman and reality star on the Republican side, who looks like Donald Trump, is running. And then you have the first female candidate in Sue Murray on the Democratic side, who's also running. Now, Rockstar never gave us a conclusion to what happened to the governor role, at least in GTA 5. We, of course, know what happened in real life, but the similarities here are insane. And once again, I want to preface that Rockstar was creating this game in 2011-12, and it obviously came out in 2013, years before Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton ended up running for office of President of the United States. So again, it's pretty crazy how close Rockstar was able to actually figure that out. Now, there's a couple of other small instances as well, like, for example, Rockstar have made parodies of iPhones and Apple, and it is kind of funny how they almost predicted the design of the iPhone X with their version of the iFruit 9iX. So there are funny instances like that, but I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Are there any other examples you know of that Rockstar creepily predicted the future in real life with things they've done in the GTA series? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.